Good evening, everybody, and we are back with the GTs today at the Autodromo Internazionale Enzo Edino Ferrari, or IMOLA, because I can't speak Italian. IMOLA, very, very interesting circuit. Recently returned to the F1 calendar. Has been around about in the GT calendar for a few years as well. I believe this is the first season here at RP that we are running the circuit. Also, if someone's in chat, can you put a video link in RP for me, because I've been told to do that, and I'm currently focusing on reading and doing my job. So, IMOLA. It is a 4.9 kilometer, 3.05 mile circuit comprising of 18 corners, technically. Nine to the left, 9 to the right, to give us this very balanced circuit on corners, corner amounts. 9 to the right. I've just opened my own stream. Oh dear. So as we do sometimes, and as I'm trying to do more often because people think it's cool, how about we go on a bit of a walk around IMOLA, shall we? Actually, can I grab a car as it comes out on circuit? Here we go. We can jump on with the Nissan GTR. So he's come through turn 1. We'll be running down here now into turn 2, which is this left-hander. Turn 3, which is this right. Then turn 4, which makes up the Variante Tamburello chicane on the circuit. T2, 3 and 4. Now we get a bit of a straight here as we run up to the Variante Villeneuve, through 5, through 6. A very deceptive. You can run out onto the sand there. Now up to Tosa, turn 7. Uphill, you've got to be careful not to touch too much of that inside curb, I found, otherwise you'll be going round. A lot of curb on the outside. It is doable. Under the bridge, it shows you it's Audi towards turn 8, which is this bump here. Turn 9, Piratella. So double, more or less double left-hander through 9. Then 10, which is unnamed. Now into Acqua Minerale, the one corner that everyone knows on this circuit. Right-hander. Then another right-hander. Hard on the brakes just to get the car round. And then you go back under the bridge that tells you what game we're playing. T11, 12, and 13. Now to the Variante Alta. T14 to 15. 14 is the right. 15 is the left. Now we have a long run down towards 16, 17, and 18, which is Ravazza. So under the bridge that looks like a pizza box. Here is 16. On the brakes now for Ravazza. 17 and 18. Over the inside curve for 17. Over the inside curve for 18. Under another bridge that reminds you what game we're playing. Through 19, which is here. And that concludes a lap of IMOLA. And now the session is over. So, for people who are new to this series, this is the Racing Pals GT Series. Qualifying will occur. The first 15 minutes, if I recall correctly, are for the GT4s, and the second 15 minutes is for the GT3s. We are on with James Andrew for Shadow Racing Cars Incorporated, number 74 machine. I'm just opening up the final thing that I need this evening, and then we will be absolutely rocking away. So we'll stay with a Camaro for his lap. Also, for people wondering, I still have a bit of a cold. I'm still a bit bunged up. I do apologise. This means that you don't get my crisp, normal voice that you normally do during my time streaming. Here we are with Kai Sforza for Team Sforza. Not sure where he is. Is he at the second chicane? Yeah, he is. Okay. Okay, we're going to try and find someone who's just about finishing the lap. So, yeah, a few cars already out. So, I think we are actually going to stick with the James Andrews Camaro, the 74 machine, as he comes through Acqua Minerale. At least one thing, Bacon, is I don't have the chest... not chest pain, sorry. The throat pain that I had previously. That is a lot better for me. It means I can talk a lot more. I've still got a bit of a cough. Overall, I'm feeling alright, just a bit bunged up. Which means I sound more nasally than normal. As he goes under the Sealy Bridge, which honestly does look like a pizza box when you think about it for too long. Through Ravazza, 17. Then 18, past the Renault sign, even though there's no Renault in this game. Under the bridge, it reminds you just what game we're playing. Now to start a lap. So, the class system as well. As you can see on the timing tower off to the left, the GT4s have the blue notch next to their number. Platinum has the full white number, full white background with a white with a black number, sorry. Silver has the silver and white, and bronze has the red and black. There is ballast in this series as well, as we read through. For Platinum, first place in the championship, who is not here tonight, gets 30 kilograms of ballast. Second place gets 20 kilograms, and third place gets 10 kilograms. In silver, this is halved for 15, 10, and 5 respectively. In bronze, there is no ballast. I think that's all the things. The races are 1 hour with 1 required pit stop at any point during the race. Tyres are required to be changed, however, fuel is not. There, here we see him going through Acqua Minerale. Good. So, how's everyone's day? How's everyone doing? Apparently his lap time's already invalid, so we'll jump on with Bingus McBongus for F-bomb in the Yank Tank now. As he comes through Ravazza, I think he's going to be the first driver to put in a time, if I am not wrong. A few drivers who were on flying laps have had them invalidated, at least by what this is saying. Jürgen Zuscheisen has caused the yellow flag, not sure as to why, as Bingus McBongus goes quickest, a 152.402 in that Yank Tank. We'll be with Kai Sforza next, who's coming into the final section of the circuit. He'll be, I think, the next driver to come across the line to set a lap time, as we go very much on board there, actually. A bit more on board in the Porsche Cayman. Deep Cuts has come through. 9/10 of 153.375. Texeria has come through in the BMW, a 154.962. Across the line comes Kai Sforza. Goes third quickest. George Whitley here for Whitley Racing. We'll see where George Whitley comes, as there's a car ahead of him as well. So 4 cars have headed in so far. Kai Sforza exhausts the yellow flag. He's had a decent spin there. Not sure what happened. I think he just hit the curb. Whitley has gone into third place, a 153.540. Here we are with Jürgen Zuscheisen for Big Boy Racing. We're going to jump inside the Porsche Cayman. As we go through Tosa. I've always wondered about the inside of the Porsche. You can see the air vents, right? They have vents on top of them. Ain't that just going to send more air that way? Or am I thinking about this wrong? Like, you're gonna lose air coming at your face because it's all going out top. No? No, is that just me? I'm gonna guess that's just me. It probably is just me, isn't it? As we go through Viriate Alta down towards Ravazza now. Well, you'd think so. But I wanna know as Andrews goes second place. I'm not sure if I call that a 152.927. Sorry, so it is a Yang Tank 1-2. Let's see if Youngsu Shizen can do anything here to jump up in the order. I don't think it's going to be enough just yet. It is enough for P3, but it is not enough to jump up past P3. Here's George Whitley. He's on a very good lap according to my timing screen. 2 Janettas. Let's see where he comes. He goes into second place with a 152.917. The man to beat is still Bingus Bongus with his 152.402. Now we're with Bernardo Texeria. As there's only one GT4 that hasn't yet set a time, and it's this man here, Will Saunders, in the IMSA Performance. So there is 11 GT4s on circuit today out of 28 cars. (11) GT4s. Let's just take that in for a moment here. 11 GT4s. Wow. Was that a good amount of excitement, lad? I think it were. As across the line comes Will Saunders. Let's see where he drops into here. P2 for the Audi. Very good time. 152.865. Very, very good lap there for him, actually. Wow. Wow, yeah, I will give him that. You know, that was a very good lap. Bingus Bongus still just so far ahead, right? But yeah, that is a good lap for him. I think it could come up roses. He could get a bit more time out of it. That will be the good question though. Where is he going to get that time? Where is that time? We will have to see. He's apparently 3 tenths up as he heads into Akmarale. 0.36, 4 tenths now. Actually, as he goes through the corner. This is a very good time for him. But so too is Bingus Bongus. He's also up on time. So let's stay with Will Saunders for a bit longer as he gets on the brakes. Getting a good bit of curb there as he comes now down the hill to Ravazza underneath the pizza box. Hard on the brakes, 6 tenths, 7 tenths in fact. Let's see, he's lost a bit of time through the final 2 corners. Bit of curb there. Could he knock Bingus Bongus off the perch though? That is the question. It's not saying it's invalid. However, he might have got a bit of invalidation over those final curbs. It would have been enough. It was a 152.2, but it was invalid. And now here's a man looking to jump up the order. 1.7 seconds off pole time at the minute, but apparently 8 tenths up on his personal best when I had a look. So we'll have a gander at where he drops in. He might jump a few cars here, might go up into the top 6. Let's have a look. As across the line comes Kai Sforza, stays 8th. As here is the man once more, very much on a mission here to get that extra 4 tenths to get that extra speed and to take pole position. With around 4 minutes left on the clock for GT4 qualifying. And then we'll be seeing GT3s. Let's have a look as he comes through Acqua Minerale. Make sure as well, if you have any Discord servers that could like this kind of thing, or any friends that could like this kind of thing, or family members that you might want to try and convince you're a real racing driver, then send this video around the place, you know. Good, innit? So here we go. He's still in the green as he comes towards Ravazza. He had a bit of a slower Sector 2 in comparison to the last runs. There's quite a few cars in green, actually. Quite a few cars in green, in fact. You can see all the GT3s there inside. Across the line, does he take it? No, 3.5 tenths. As here is Frederick Schoblum for race time, which, yep, it is indeed race time. We are racing. It is race time. He is 4 tenths up on his PB, which would see him slot into second or third place, actually. It'd see him slot in quite near the front, but that Yank Tank has very much taken a good deal of time out of the circuit at the start of the session, as Frederick Schoblum sadly has invalidated his lap time. That would have put him very much in the running for a podium start. Driver of the day vote comes at the end of the race. 5 minutes to go at the end of the race. I'll put up the driver of the day vote. So you'll have to wait for it just for a few more seconds. Well, for about the next hour and a bit, you'll have to wait for it. You will get it. You will get it. So here we see George Whitley coming under the pizza box. And here we go across the line. George Whitley goes up into P2, 2.4 seconds off of pole position. A very good time there from him. Can we have driver qualifying too? No. I mean, you guys can talk about who your driver of qualifying is, but I'm not going to make a form for that. Here is a driver who, speaking of drivers of qualifying, is down a bit further than we would have expected from him. Currently about 6 tenths up on his PB. That would see him put P4, I think, depending on where the other numbers fall. He's gained a lot through Ravazza, though. Wow, that was a 2/10 gain that Deep Cuts got through Ravazza on his PB. Now, across the line, where's he going to slot in? I think it might be P4. Across the line, yep, to slot into P4 there, 152.802. So the top 6 are all on 152s, as now comes the point of terrifyingness, because the GT3s are out on circuit. So your provisional standings for the GT4 qualifying: to take pole of GT4 was Biggest Humongous, followed by George Whitley, William Saunders, Deep Cuts, Andrew, Shoblem, Ushaisen, Sforza, Texaria, Parry, and Drummond to round off the grid. Some of these drivers are still putting laps in, including Will Saunders, who, where is he? He's at the final chicane. They do have to come in, but if they're on the lap, they can keep it. However, if he was to put in this lap, Will Saunders will jump into first place on pole for GT4. Let's have a look as he comes through the final two actual corners, across the line. Some more GT4s here in a bit of a train. Whitley there, so close, under a tenth of a fingers among us. Across the line comes Will Saunders. Is it going to be pole as Andrews jumps to third? It's pole for Will Saunders by the tiniest of margins. The absolute tiniest of margins there for pole, as we are now with Ed Costetta as he comes through. 2, 3, 4. Let's keep a watch on his wheel. Have a look at the movement through the corners, trying to find that grip in the Lamborghini. Look, I'm not calling turn 19 a corner because it's basically just a gentle waft to the right. Right, it's like Jeddah. It has a straight line. I'm like, oh no, Carl, this is 4 corners. It's like, no, it's not. There's that. We get a nice booty shot there of the Lamby. Ed Costetta still green on his lap time. You can see, I think that's Kyle Cook just ahead, the driver who is built different, as we all know. As we go under the pizza box, 11 minutes 50 seconds left in qualifying with GT3s. It's now flag to flag for some GT3s. Some might be going out for 1 lap, some might be going out for another lap. Kyle Cook moving off to the side to allow Ed Costetta through, and not to give him any aerodynamic benefit there, as Kyle Cook will be able to get a bit of a suck there off of the rear of the Lamborghini to be pulled along a bit. That is your pole time so far, 1:42.9. Sanchez and Reigns jump in as well, so too does Slingerland. A driver that I think a few people want to know about, here he is, he's Pierre Moreno. He goes pole, 1:42.475. I was speaking to Pierre earlier. He said that this is not the best track for this car, and he goes and puts it on pole. So off goes Pierre Moreno there at the second chicane. Waits up for that Bimmer to go through. Here's a car that some people have asked me to look at. Ivan Barak, new livery. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's pretty nice, pretty good. Pretty good. It's not as good as the QP GTR, but it's pretty good. It is pretty good. Obviously, it's not as good as an actual QP, but, you know, it's close enough. Let's jump with Eli Schwartz in the F1FR BMW, the number 52 machine. Does it actually have my number in this series? Let's find out. 54. Yes. Gold brief. This man. He has my number. Badge. Here is Toby Long for the Sportify Esports machine in that very distinctive orange to purple livery. Well, orange to pink to purple livery that I quite like. A few drivers there. Ivan Barak taking pole, 1:42.1. Apparently the GTR is absolutely rapid here. Here's Toby Long going to improve. He's currently on pole for bronze. He does jump Sanchez. We've still got a few drivers waiting to set lap times, Galbraith being one of them. Slingerland's in the wall. What happened there? Let's have a look on the instant replay. Here we go. We see Slingerland. He ended up in the wall. What happened to him? Oh, he hit that curb very hard on the inside of turn 2 and just nosed it into the wall. Yeah, those curbs are evil if you hit them wrong. They really are. You could see just the rear of the car absolutely lifted when he hit them. We're with Ed Costello, currently running P3, 8 tenths off of pole. I'm sure he'll want to grab that back, as here's someone who's on a very good lap as he heads under the pizza box. It's Aaron Rains. Very good performance from Rains last time out. As he heads through Ravazza. Through the final quarter at turn 19, technically, even though it's just a gentle waft to the right. 8 tenths up. Is he going to jump up to his class? No, stays 13th, but he is a lot closer to what he was. Pierre Moreno had a yellow flag on him. I think it might have just been the fact he's gone off. He did invalidate his lap time, so I'm going to expect that's it. And here's a driver that everyone knows I love coming to, Mr. Brad Hoover the Groove on the move, who is currently on the move down towards Ravazza. Now through turn 19, let's have a look as he comes across the line. Is he going to jump up further? He does. He jumps up to P14. Jumps this driver, Luana Santos, in the F1 Friends machine. One of 2 on the circuit today, I believe, if they've both come. Made some nice livery edits for me. Earlier on in the week, just to hopefully make it easier for me to see who's who. Santos running the pink, the other driver running the... here we go, Langevin running the green on the car. There is someone who is gaining a lot of time. It's Justin Gottlieb for the Wu-Tang Clan machine. 29 cars on grid as someone who has just turned up is Jacob Alacia. He had a very tough race last time out. Remember that Maserati has no traction control, no ABS. Verhuif goes into P3, pulls out after being behind Kyle Cook, so maybe lost some time there. Pierre Moreno, 3 tenths up. He is looking for 0.375 to gain pole position. Let's jump on board with him. In this Porsche, Pierre Moreno, as we all know, one of the most successful drivers, at least in RP Series, confirmed, I believe, last season's Platinum Champion, if I recall correctly. So I'll be very much looking for good races this season. Because I'm just getting the scoring up to see where Pierre Moreno is currently in the championship for Platinum. He's currently running tied P3 of Anthony Sanchez in the championship. Thomas Jack is in the lead, however he is not here this evening, which means Ed Costello technically in the lead, 9 points behind. Pierre Moreno 10 points behind Thomas Jack, same with Anthony Sanchez, so that's going to be very, very good. In gold, the championship, or GT4, is very tight. 5 points separating first from second, then about 8 points separating second from 8th. And if you don't know the scoring system in this championship, we will quickly go through it just for drivers who are unsure. The scoring system is 16 points for first, 13 points for second, 10 points for third, 8 points for fourth, 7 points for fifth, 6 points for sixth, 5 points for seventh, 4 points for eighth, 3 points for ninth, 2 points for 10th, and 1 point for finishing outside of the top 10 in your class. So, come on, lads, then. Talk to me. Where do we think the pole is going to go? Pierre Moreno is about half a tenth behind Barak on pole. Barak being on pole in silver, obviously. Pierre Moreno did invalidate his lap, though, so that doesn't help. Here's the driver that I don't see very often. It's Nicholas Vangelou, who I've been calling Nathan Vangelou for the past, 6 months. I do apologise. Across the line, P17 so far. Still more time in him, I reckon. Here is a driver who has been putting in some very good laps so far. Currently running P3 at Sam Verhoef. I hope I'm saying that right. It's Toby Long, yellow flag. Not sure what for. Yeah, 2.5 minutes left. What I'm going to do quickly, though, lads, is I'm going to go and quickly grab a drink because I've realised I've run out, and I'll be back in just a minute. So enjoy being with Sim Verhoef. I'm probably saying that completely wrong, but I'm trying, and that's what counts. Right, as here we are actually on the start grid. I took a bit of time. So here is your grid. Pierre Moreno lines up on pole. Ivan Barak in second. Castetta third. Sanchez fourth. Galbraith fifth. Voorhees sixth. Sunderland seventh. Eighth is Toby Long. Ninth is Kovac. 10th is Reigns. 11th is Gottlieb. 12th is Schwartz. 13th is Langvin. 14th is Cook. 15th is Hoover. 16th is Santos. 17th is Van Gelwu. And then as we look down into the GT4s, starting on pole is Saunders, Bingus at longest, Whitley, Andrews, Deep Cut, Shoblem, Ushaizen, Sforza, Texeria, Parry, Drammond, and Jacob Alacia. As we are just getting ready to line up and go. Remember, it's a rolling start in GT. Drivers are just making sure they have their fuel ready, that they have everything set up and ready to go. Any last minute tyre pressure changes that must be made. I'm sure the drivers are thinking of all of this. They are lined up on the grid, getting ready to go. As we have 1 minute until the session starts. Yeah, got about 10 seconds to spare, lads. 10 seconds to spare. Oh, I thought I better visit the little boys' room before we start. So, the broadcast hub goes away just while we get set off to go, because otherwise it will just jump about the place, because it's like, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. As the drivers go under the bridge, it reminds them of where they are. Little bit of drizzling about the place while people are getting ready and getting used to the kick-off of the vehicles. Heading up towards 5 and 6, Variante Villeneuve. Right then, lads, go on. Give me your predictions for today's race. Give me your predictions. 4 more years, 4 more years, 4 more years, yeah! See them all going under the bridge. It's just reminding you what game we're playing in case you forget. That's a bit wide there from Mr. President on the formation light. Few drivers further down as well. Red Bull car there. We are getting ready to go. The cars line up 2 abreast, 3 abreast maybe for some people. Are we ready? Are you all ready? Are you all set? Are we all ready to go? As we get to the helicam. Yeah, Moreno will dictate the pace. He will dictate the start. He might not start a specific point. And without further ado, with a bit more ado, quite a bit more ado actually, just a little bit more, just a tiny bit more, and it's lights out and away we go. I think. No. What? Now it's lights out and away we go. Jeez Louise. We see 4 wide. Toby Long's in the wall already. Oh, that was close there for Toby Long. Almost come back onto the track and killed multiple people. But thankfully, he survived. But it was 4 abreast. Kai Sforza's round as well. So too is Damon. As now into turn 5. Reigns taps Gottlieb on the way in. Gottlieb has been opened out to Kyle Cook. Kyle Cook makes the move. Toby Long's round again in the background. I think that was Santos involved there, but I can't be 100% sure. Yes, it was Lorna Santos there. Ivan Barak as well has lost 3 positions. Looks like it, yeah. We've still got a lot of jostling happening further back, though, further back on the field. Aaron Reigns is side by side, but I think that's Kovac. Makes the move into the chicane. Now Carl Cook's going to have a look as well as they run down towards Ravazza. Is he going to have a look on Reigns? He's got past the BMW. Now, is he going to get the move done on the McLaren? Down the inside, maybe there for Gottlieb as well. Doesn't quite make it. I think we've got through turn 1. Turn 1? I think we've got through lap 1 more or less in one piece. As Sandos makes quick work at the GT4 Audi. Langvin is chasing the rear of Gottlieb. Some drivers still jostling for position further up. Pierre Moreno out in the lead of the race. As Reigns is round, there's big contact at turn 1. What happened there? We're going to have a look. So you see him side by side with Carl Cook towards turn 2, sorry. Oh, he gets tapped on the way in by the BMW. Then collects Gottlieb as well, and the BMW loses it. That's unloaded. I think the BMW just had overspeed. That's, yeah, not really what you would have wanted, ideally there. Budak hates his life for some reason. I'm sure it's not that bad, as the GT4s are all just sort of together. As there goes the GT3 BMW that looks absolutely massive. So Tex Area is on the attack of Shoblem. In the Alpine, Toby Long having a gander as well. Andrews there making a very good move to get into the train. The GT4s are all just hanging about together as round goes Jacob. Like, oh god, he's gone to space. Oh, and he's back. I'm not sure what happened there. So here we go, a big train of BMW. We're following George Whitley in that black, silver and red Ginetta GT4 as they head over the chicane. Very bumpy. Deep cuts there, flashing away. He's in this train now. A few trains appearing for the GT3s. It's down the inside on Tech's area. There goes Deep Guts. Is he going to hold it? Yes, he does. What a move there for the Jetta GT4. Further up, we have Semver Hoif chasing down the rear of Sanchez. Not sure what's happening yet in this battle. It could go either way. Toby Long making the move on Frederick Schobler. Now, let's see. How is he going to make the move on the Yank Tank as he heads into turn 2? Gets down the inside very nicely. Takes area on the attack of Deep Cuts as well. So is George Whitley on the back of Jürgen Zuscheisen. We're going to jump on board with George Whitley now so we can see what's happening up ahead. Look at the wheel. Look at how he's looking. See him hit the brake. You can see he's looking. He's turning in. He is looking about, seeing where Jürgen Zuscheisen is slower. I think he's lost a whole handful of time there. Has the green Porsche of Jürgen Zuscheisen. He looked like he got quite loose on that exit. However, in this little train, Deep Cuts is still leading that. Further up, Mingus Among Us has pulled a 2.1 second gap on Will Saunders, so he is quite safe in the knowledge at this current minute. Oh, Barrack was on a slow engine map. That's unlucky. Here's Jacob Alesi. Remember, no traction control, no ABS on this car. He has to do it all himself. As Whitley side by side with Jürgen Zuscheisen into the chicane. Jürgens comes out on top. They're very bouncy over the curbs. Here we go, though. Can he make a move down into Ravazza? That'll be the question. Further up, Texeria is looking around on the rear end of Deep Guts. Whitley just didn't want to make that move yet, which is fair enough as we jump on the hood. In fact, as we jump into the dashboard now, you can see how close he is to the rear of that Porsche. He is very close. Is he going to make that move, though? That is the question we're all asking. Across the line to start another lap. Who's going to come out on top? Who's going to hold that inside? Are we going to see the George Russell special? Almost. Just to the inside goes Whitley at turn 2. Who's going to come out on top? Scheisen just manages to get the line he was looking for. As Texeria also made the move on Deep Cuts as well. But Deep Cuts is coming back, maybe. He's looking. No, stays behind for now. Very good racing. Texeria's gone off. That's going to lose him the position with Deep Cuts. Maybe poking it back up the inside. No. Also on the inside there looking was Whitley. The GT4s are so close together at the minute. This is the battle for the battle for 5th in GT4. So, Jürgen Zuscheisen getting, I think, 15 levels unsettled there, but so too did Texeria. Where's he looking? He's defending that inside from Whitley as well. As down the inside goes Jürgen Zuscheisen on Texeria. Great move there. We've seen a lot of action in the Variante Alta this race. But the gap between the battle for P5 in GT4 is still so close. So close together. Really, as up front, PM Moreno has pulled a 2.5 second gap to instead of a 6 second gap to Galbraith in P3. Few drivers hanging about the place though, but we're still in this GT4 battle. As Jacob Alesi now on the back of Parry. Where's he looking? Ooh, doesn't quite make the move, but I'm sure he'll get there soon. Texeria's gone off. Yep. Not sure if there was contact or if that was just the thing that happened. Apparently there was actually contact. Yeah, we'll have a gander. This is earlier on in the race, isn't it? I think. Yeah, it looks it, actually. Yeah, not sure Not sure what that was, probably just a bit of touchy-touchy as Jacob Alacia has moved up the position on Parry. Now he's on the back of Texeria as well. But he'll be very much looking as Nicholas van Gelderloe has lost out to Langevin. And Verhoeven is still very much chasing the rear end of that McLaren, as so too is Ivan Barak chasing the rear end of that Lexus and that McLaren at the same time. As the first 10 minutes have passed in today's race. Texeria, yellow flag. What's happened there for him? We'll have a look. Here we see we're coming up to the Variante Alta. We'll have a look. He goes into the corner, hits the curb. He just hits it too hard and the car just loses it on him. No contact there for Jacob Alacia. Yeah, just hit the inside sausage curb a bit too hard there, I reckon. But yeah, it does happen sometimes, you know. You're racing, sometimes you do just take more curb than the car will be happy to, but it's what happens. Here is Ivan Barak. Still chasing the rear of Sam Verhoeven in front. As two cars are pitted, it's Sforza and Texeria. Damon is looking very menacing there on the side of BMW. Maybe a bit of a door bang, but he's made that move up the inside. And he's made that move stick as well. What a move there for Damon. Sorry, for Dameron. I am Dameron. As Verhoeven now very much on the attack of this McLaren. Three attempts, but I'm sure the time is there for him to catch it back up. And remember, the more they're battling, either end, the slower they will be going. It's very late on the brakes there for Barak. As we're now on the rear wing of this Lexus, you can see just how close that Nissan is getting. Remember, he qualified P2. As down the gears, how much curb does he hit? Not a lot. But he's still very close. I'm hoping there isn't going to be a move attempted into... I've been saying it all day. Aqua Minerale, that's it. Aqua Minerals. As while you can make them work, they're very code brown now. It's Janetta v Janetta. Kai Sforza was speeding in the pit lane, so he now has a 30-second stop-go penalty. As Whitley is on that rear end of deep cuts, as Dale Parry is also on the rear end of Dameron as well. See, these are where the battles are at the minute, is in the GT4 class. We get a nice interior view there. Deep Cuts is coming up to someone in front as well. It's Kai Sforza, who is just about a lap down. It's very deep there from both cars. And have a look, who's going to get the run into Aqua Minerale? George Whitley, very much on the rear end. Kai Sforza, very much in the way. As Deep Cuts gets through, now George Whitley, how's he going to get through? That is the question. Kai Sforza slows down quite a bit to let George Whitley through. As Jacob Alacia further back, we just saw the end of it there. Got in front of Jürgen Zuscheisen in the chicane. Very good move there from Jacob Alacia. So there's a yellow flag for Parry. A few GT3s are coming through. Dale Parry slowing down just sitting there very much ahead. Verhoeven still on the rear bumper of Sanchez. Now Galbraith has joined in. He was running P3, but I think he might have had a collision somewhere along the line, because now he's down in P5. Here we go. Let's see. The Lexus is looking. Goes to the outside. Are we going to get a George Russell special? The McLaren just keeps it ahead there, making that 720S as wide as possible. But Simracing is going to be looking and looking and looking at where he can find the time. But he has got to be very careful of that BMW. That is starting to get quite close, in fact, to the rear end of the car. As there is one of the Ginettas back on the racing line there. Galbraith maybe a bit code brown for him as they go through Acma in a row, I know it's a bit code brown for me, and that has opened up Ivan Barak on the rear end of this BMW. He goes to the inside, doesn't follow through though. Well, I thought the move was on there for a moment. As further back in the GT4 field, this is the battle for fourth in GT4, and there goes a Mr. PM Renault. Straight past there in the Porsche. Basically no straight line speed, but he's got past the GT4s very well. Frederick Schoblem is the car in front in that grey Alpine, followed by deep cuts in this white, blue and yellow Ginetta. George Whitley behind in the black, red and grey. Then as well you have Jacob Alacia in the Maserati. I'm saying Maserati because it's the only one on the circuit. As Galbraith and Barak are fighting away as well. Further back, Justin Gottlieb is also fighting as well. But deep cuts now looking at Tosser for the move on the Alpine. Doesn't quite make it there. Vanette Casteller up the inside as well. We've got a few cars hanging about the place. We're starting to get into the lapping period for these cars. Ivan Barak now we're on with is still chasing the rear of Galbraith in the BMW. Remember, this man qualifies second overall. Currently running first in class though, and he's got quite a good gap between himself and second place in class. About 8 seconds, in fact. So really, he could just settle for where he is and be happy with it. As Deep Cuts now very, very much on the rear end of that Alpine. There goes the McLaren. Now we're going to have the Lexus looking. No, Deep Cuts goes to the inside. To the outside goes Verhoeven. Oh, this is going to be terrifying. Oh, down the inside. Oh, that was close from this angle. Probably not the way and not the place that Deep Cuts wanted to be lapped there, because that's going to have lost him time to Frederick Schoblem ahead. As further up, this is the battle for GT4 lead. Not much is occurring in this battle at the moment. Will Saunders is just looking on the rear end of the Yank tank. We might see something from this a bit later, as Justin Gottlieb very loose there for the Lexus. As Slingerland has headed into the pit lane at the 42-minute mark. That is a bit surprising, I would say, as Schoblem has fallen down the order by 2 cars. Deep Cuts and Whitley are side by side as they go through Tozer. Remember, equal cars here, so they will be the differences will be driver and setup in these Ginettas. I shouldn't have said that. They're the same car, you know what I mean. Deep Cuts will have the inside going to I want to call it pizza, but I know it's not called pizza. It's turn 9 anyway, then turn 10. Now towards Aqua Minerale. George Whitley, though, is going to be getting the inside down. He's going to be able to move ahead. Now Jacob Alacia is chasing the rear end of the Alpine as well, as we see both sets of cars there. Deep cuts and Whitley keeping it very clean side by side as the BMW goes on the inside. Oh, gets a bit of a tap there from Jacob Alacia, but keeps it going, keeps it alive. Here's Brad Hoovenegger on the move. He's lost the position to Gottlieb. As a photo back, here is the F1 Friends car of Luana Santos. She, I believe, won her class last race out at the old Brands Hatch. Yep, she won her race last time out. Currently running P3 in class. So, very, very good running from her so far this season. We might see her move up as she's got Nicholas van Gelwu ahead as well to contend with. As there's Jürgen Zuscheisen there having a bit of Porsche rally. I know they do take the Cayman rally, but that's not the correct trim of Cayman to be rallying. As we are back with this battle, Deep Cuts versus George Whitley. This has been the battle that has raged on so far. We're at 20 minutes in. There's a yellow flag somewhere on track. It's Schwartz and Santos. What's happened here then? They're side by side. Oh, Schwartz gets turned. So does Santos. There goes the GT4 as well. Cookie there very much panicking through. The Gennaro gets turned around more. Nose into the wall there for Schwartz as well. Wow. I want to look at that one more time. To be fair, so the car's already gone there. Yeah, just grabs the rear end. That is an unlucky one for all drivers involved. Ana Santos just looked like there wasn't much grip left in the car and just grabbed the inside quarter panel of that BMW, which just tipped it into a spin as Reigns is attacking Kyle Cook. 6/10 separating these two drivers. Kyle Cook in the Bologna Racing throne, and number 24, machine, that chrome red colour, Reigns in the car with no name behind that McLaren 720S in the... I'm going to charitably call it yellow, but I think that's the colour of my old baby food when I was a child. Because here is your current race leader, Pierre Moreno. Has pulled a 5-second gap to Ed Costetta. Well, brave there, exiting the pits. Toby Long coming into the pits by the look of it. So too is Jürgen Zuscheisen. There's Schwartz there, yellow flag, but I think that was just a bit of an off. Reigns now very much on the rear end of Kyle Cook. Oh, a bit of a squeeze there into Alta. But they keep it all right, they keep it alive. They've got the Andrews Yank Tank to contend with, who moves over very nicely for them to get through. Probably a better place on the circuit to let cars through, because you've got a nice bit of road now. Here's the question: who has got the straight line speed on the run down towards turn 2? That is the question as we start a new lap. Here is turn 1. Down 1. Now down towards turn 2. There's a little bit of time separating them. 5/10. It looks like Kyle Cook has the better straight line speed over Aaron Reigns. However, that is not the be-all and end-all. Aaron Reigns, though, has got a bit of a mountain to climb. About a 20-second mountain to climb, really, to be up with a chance of winning his class at today's race. which would be a bit of an ask, I would say, at today's hustings. As a few drivers have made their pit stops already today. That could be for damage, that could be for picking up pressure loss, it could be for many things, really. As Carl Cook gets ahead of the Porsche of Jürgen Zuscheisen. Looks to defend the inside, I'm not sure why. As Jürgen was saying earlier that the cars can absolutely munch the curves, which, yep, I don't doubt at all. Here is the battle for P3 overall and P3 in class. For Sam Verhoef up against Sanchez ahead there as they head through turn 2, turn 3, turn 4. As we have a battle unfolding here. Brad Hoover against Langevin. Langevin there got the GT4 behind. Oh, Brad Hoover going out a bit wide. They will be side by side. I think the Ferrari has a bit more straight lines, but even Brad Hoover will have the inside line on the brakes now. Who's going to get ahead? Oh, Langevin just makes the move around the outside there. Brilliant move. However, Brad Hoover will be looking for a reply. Doesn't quite get one yet. Here's a battle that's unfolding. It's Jacob Alacia against Deep Cuts. Oh, a bit of a drift there from the Maserati. Here is Sam Verhoef still chasing the rear of that McLaren. They've been nose to tail for quite a while. It seems every time that Verhoef gets close, something happens that forces him to open that gap back out, which you don't want. From a driver's perspective, you don't want that at all. As here we go, maybe a look down into turn 5. No, just slots back in behind as Carl Cook and Kovac are taking their pit stops now. Jacob Alacia has made the move on Deep Cuts, but Deep Cuts is going to look back maybe into the Ravazas. He's done a move here already today. Not this time though. Oh no, he has actually made the move there. Actually, I thought that battle was over, but Jacob Alacia now looking to come back towards turn 1. Now the Ginetta has a straight line deficit on walking, so Ray has a straight line deficit on the Maserati as well. Yeah, very much so. Jacob Alacia gets the move back. And gets the position back. A few drivers still in the pits as well. We'll see where they come out. We are reaching the pit stop time. A lot of people seem to pit at about the half an hour mark, plus minus 5 minutes in either direction. As we are back with Sam Verhoef on Sanchez. They are both pulling into the pit lane actually. So here's the question: whose pit stop is going to be quicker? Is any of them taking on fuel? Here is Toby Long on the rear end of Will Saunders. And Kyle Cook has obtained a 30-second stop-go penalty. That would be for speeding in the pit lane, wouldn't it? As Trayman is somewhere, he's gone off. Let's have a gander back. 15 seconds. See what's happened. Oh, he's just lost that rear end, hasn't he? Yeah, that tank slappered. And just when he was on the racing line for a mere second, and then pulls off and regains himself before coming back on. Apparently, no one else was there when that spin occurred, so that is lucky for Drayman. As some of the GT4s are coming in now. Andrews and Saunders both in the old pit lane. And Toby Long looking to make the move on the Yank Tank, which he does through turn 5 and then goes off circuit. And then comes back on in front of Langevin, that is. And he has Lorana Santos behind as well. So this is going to be very terrifying, I think, for all drivers concerned. But Langevin running P6. I think he might actually be a lap up. Lorana Santos is on the same lap as Kobe Long. So this would be a battle that will unfold, I believe. Barak and Moreno still waiting to pit. Costetta has come in, maybe for the big undercut. Here goes Eli Schwartz. He will jump Kyle Cook, who's coming to serve his stop-go penalty. Further back, we have deep cuts on the attack. Jacob Alacia, 9 tenths, about 8-9 tenths around the place to make up, which sounds like a lot, but really it's not. Ed Costetta coming out of pit lane. I believe he'll be running P5? Yeah, I think he's going to get P5 as he comes out. Langvin's in the pits, and Sanchez is only coming into Ravazza now. So yeah, Ed Costetta will be coming out in P5. Very good pit stop, I'd say, there, as Schwartz went off. I don't think there was contact involved. But that allows Luana Santos to go at it again, and Toby Long will be her next target. A few more drivers in the pit lane. Barak has taken the lead of the race as Pierre Moreno has pitted. And there is Kovac as well. Out of the pits comes a Janetta. I'm not sure which one, but it is one of them. Schoblam has made the move on deep cuts there. Very good move, you can see. We caught the flash point of that move. Very, very good move there from him. About a tenth separating deep cuts and Schoblam as well, so we'll see how it goes. Now deep cuts on the move. Oh, he makes that move beautiful. So your current... I'm not actually going to give current class positions because some people are still pitted. I'll do it after we've had like the main pit stop thing, so about the 25-minute mark. Because there are some drivers who are still to pit. We have, however, lost 2 cars this race, so that's sad. Here we go. Sanchez getting past. Deep cuts there. The further up, here is a battle that just refuses to cease. It's Sem Verhoef versus Sanchez. Half a second separating the 2 drivers. Langvin has picked up a 30-second stop go. So too is deep cuts as well. So that's not going to be what they would have wanted. No one else has got one. At this point, most drivers have now pitted. It's just Whitley, Alacia, Barak. Yep, Whitley, Alacia and Barak left to pit in, and we're coming up to the end of the regular time slot for pitting. The plus-minus 5 minutes is I believe Barak will be in this lap, but he's gained a whole 58 seconds to Pierre Moreno, but how much of that will you gain back in the pits? Down the inside there goes Sam Verhoef on Sanchez to take P4 overall and in class. I can't tell you the in class list. So your top 3 in each class. For silver, you have Barak, Kovac, and Reigns. For platinum, you have Moreno, Castetta, and Sanchez. For bronze, you have Hoover, Vangelu, Long, and yep. And in GT4, you currently have Alasia, who is left to pit. Bingus McBongus and Yamik Andrews, as Sanchez has been given a drive-through penalty. Gotta expect that was for track limits. Now, here is the question. Is this man going to pit in this lap? Which he does indeed. Now, the question is, overall, is Pierre Moreno gonna catch up? He's heading through turn 9 now. Around 50 seconds separating them, 40 seconds now, 30, 25, now 30. I think Pierre Moreno will be back in the lead of the race after this. He's got a GT4 to contend with, the number 74 machine of Jake Andrews. Makes the move stick. Barak still in the pit lane, probably waiting to watch the team reverend Porsche go past the 922 car. Yeah, Pierre Moreno will be taking the lead back of the race. There he goes. Oh, Barak was just launched from the pit lane as Moreno went past. That must hurt. But here is the only driver on track who's yet to pit, apparently. Mr. Jacob Alasia. Not sure as to why as he comes into the pit lane, so I don't know if that was tactical, because there's Will Saunders, who was actually a lap down on Alasia. Bingus McBongus. I don't know if he'll actually get there. We go on board with the Chevrolet Camaro GT4, the Yank Tank as I call it. Have a gander, Jacob Alasia. Currently in the lead of GT4. I think Bingus McBongus is going to take it. We'll jump on the helicam and just make sure. Will he be released at the same time? Will it be a thing like Barak? That is the question. There goes Bingus McBongus now. Jacob Alasia is still in the pit lane, so I think it's safe to say Bingus McBongus back in the lead of GT4. As further up now, there is a battle. Verhoef versus Barak. So here is the battle for P3 in the race. It's only P3 in the race as well. It's not a class battle. It is just P3 in the race, which, if you're new to multi-class racing, you have to understand that think of it as four races really happening in tandem on the same track. The Platinums are in their own race with their own championship. The Silvers are in their own race with their own championship. The Bronzes are in their own race with their own championship. And the GT4s are within their own race in their own championship. This is why sometimes we will see drivers between classes who might be attacking one another, not attack one another as heavily as you could, because you're not going to gain any extra points by doing it. Because they're not who you're racing. Really, it's not who you're racing, so you don't need to attack them, really, unless they are that slow and you've got another one of your class ahead, or you know, that sort of situation. In the case of Barak and Verhoeven will have a 17-18 second gap to cut down once he gets past Barak to Castetta anyway. So what are the choices? You either try and get past and cut that down as much as possible, or you settle with P3 in your class and just focus on getting it home, because, you know, he has about 40 seconds between himself and the next car in class, which is Sanchez. Barak has about 35 seconds between himself and the next car in class as well, so you might as well keep it safe and keep it clean and get yourselves a guaranteed position in your class rather than the bragging rights of winning the race overall, which I do understand. You know, racing drivers, they will want to win the race overall. As maybe look down the inside there from deep cuts while I've been yapping. Yep, but Drummond holds the inside. Very good racing from the two Janettas. Yeah, what was I talking about? Yeah, like, obviously, you know, at the end of the day, we are sim racing drivers, not real racing drivers, obviously. But the mentality is still probably the same for a few of us. Is, oh, down the inside goes deep cuts. Bit of a tap there from Drummond. We might look up the inside. No. Yeah, well, as I was saying, we might. Oh, never mind. I'll go back to the story in a minute, because we'll have a drag race between the two Janettas. Drummond has won. Drummond has won. Yes, very good. Very good. Very, very, very good. Very, very good. Very, very good. Good innings. Good innings. Good innings. Yeah, we have that same urge to get past just the car that's ahead and not let the car that's behind go past. And that's hard to get out of, especially in multi-class racing in the same class. It's just difficult. It's an urge you have to try and get out of your head, which some people do, some people don't. You know, the way it is, that's how racing mentality works, you know. Because there goes Luana Santos up the inside of the GT4s. Now we'll see. Is Deepcut's going to try the inside at turn 9? No, he doesn't. Not yet, anyway. We are still sticking with this battle. It is the one that's hotted up the most. Is that here we see McLaren versus McLaren. 17 minutes left in the day's race. All very loose there from Sanchez. See what they do as they go through Toza. Sanchez lost time. We're going to now jump on the dashboard. Very loud gearbox in the Janettas. Oh, a great exit there from deep cuts now. How's he going to do? He's tucked up in the inside. He's gone to the outside. Here is the question. Remember, same car. These cars will basically just be absolutely dacking it off the rev limiter towards the end, I reckon. They are side by side. We've seen the outside work very well into turn 2, 3, 4, and it's worked well again here as well. However, he's got a bit of a compromised exit. Deep Cuts looks at the outside, gets into the gravel as Barak and Alexis are behind as well. That's Verhoeven down the inside there for Deep Cuts, down the inside again. Beautiful move, and they make contact. No! Deep Cuts back to the pit lane. We need to see what happened here. We're not going to see what happened here. It looked like he just lost all of the car, got very much out of shape. And that was the end of the race there for Deep Cuts. What an unfortunate move. Drummond has also retired back to the pit lane. That was very, very unfortunate. Deep with the move up the inside. Gonna have a look at it once more. Or not, you could see him get very loose behind. Yeah, that. Yeah, it'll be an interesting one if a ticket is opened. Especially seeing as, like, how much could Drummond have done to avoid that collision? That was a very good battle to that point. I'm sure Deep Cuts will be absolutely devastated. Having gotten I think it was a stop-go penalty. And then that. We'll have to see if anything comes of it. Now we see Luana Santos against Eli Schwartz. This is the battle for last place in bronze. Oh, this is where we are at this point. As we see them all side by side around the place. Deep has been killed every single race. According to Bacon, yeah, he's not even on the score sheet. Is he on the score sheet? Yeah, he has. He is on the score sheet. He has been killed both races, so that'll be a third DNF in a row for Mr. Deep Cuts. Very unlucky. It's what happens sometimes. As Eli Schwartz has dropped back to 9/10 behind Luana Santos. Now a full second. We're going to go for Sam Verhoef against Ivan Barak. Barak currently running third in race. First in class. As they've actually called to the battle we were just watching, in fact. We've got two battles. There goes the flashy lights from the GTR. This is an interesting place to come up against lapped cars. Down towards 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, or Aqua Minerale as we know it. As Schwartz goes very deep there. Barak and Verhoef managed to slip their ways past. Now they'll have Santos to deal with next as over the curbs. A lot more curb there from Barak. Especially in the second portion of the laps. Here we are with Nicholas Vangello. There he is, going past Will Saunders there. As we will go back to the battle that's unfolding. Third in race. No changes in class whatsoever. However, it has come to that time thereabouts where I give you guys a good link for driver of the day, because everyone's been asking me for it. So if you'd like to go to that Google Drive link, Google Form link, sorry. You can go and vote in today's driver of the day. Please make sure you input the name, the number, and make sure you're in the right class. People that are not in the race or in the class, do not do. Thank you. Because we are back. We are still with this battle. Sam Verhoeven versus Mr. President Ivan Barak. As over the curves we go. Ooh, a bit loose there on the rear for that Lexus. We're going to jump with on the rear wing. In fact, of this. Oh, there's Will Saunders. There you can see. You can see him. I have forgotten to name the form. Whoops. But I'm sure it works the same. Yeah, remember, go vote in driver of the day. The person with the most votes will be crowned today's driver of the day. Due to time constraints on myself tonight as well, I can only interview the winner from each class. This is as I have to go and do some cooking directly after this. And I don't want to be cooking until midnight, so I hope you'll forgive me this time. Yeah, I'll also interview the drivers of the day as well, actually. If they are different to the winners of the classes, which they may be. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. As we're with Sanchez. He's chasing the rear of Kovar in the Red Bull BMW. He has the number at 135 Langvin behind as well, who Sanchez will want to get past. However, they are in the same class of cars, so it's going to be a bit harder than one may think to begin with. There's very loose there over at Minerale. Keep out the wall! Yeah, kept out of the wall, but that was very loose. We're going to have a look at what happened here. Through at Minerale, on board, down. Oh, you can see the rear just steps out, tries to correct it. It snaps back at him. I think he just keeps out the wall, but I'm not sure. As Angelo as well, yellow flag. What happened to Nicholas? Over the curb, turn 1. Oh, hits the sausages at turn 2 and just heads himself off as well. Oh, very, very unlucky there for him. The car just lifted. Does happen, but one thing we can say, Angelo very much on form in today's race. I think he's unlocked his car a bit around here. He's a driver that I'm sure he won't mind me saying does improve each race. Very much improves between quali and the race, and is improving his driving and is improving his quali as much as he can each race. And even though typically we see him more towards the back of the grid, it is quite nice to see that he does come back and he does still continue to improve and push on, which is definitely something you want from a racing driver, either in sim or in the real world. Someone that will just keep coming back and keep trying to improve. It's a very good quality to have. As he heads into pit lanes, I think he might have picked up a pressure loss from that little excursion. As here we are back with the GT4s. We are with Bernardo Texeira, who was chasing the rear of Schoblam for P5 in class. or maybe a look there into turn 5. Thinks better of it. But, Shoblum goes off. That opens up the door to the text area very, very nicely. Question is Saunders also involved in this battle? Yes, he is. Here is Saunders, qualified on pole for GT4. Had some very, very bad luck during the race and is now fighting about for P5, P6 in GT4. Today, but that Audi has been very, very quick around the circuit. For Akmarinarale, I think he's gained quite a bit of time on Shoblum there, actually. Parry calls the yellow flag. I'm not sure to why. Who's the Shoblum? You can see it's all on the wheel, which I dislike. And you can hear that engine. Quite a nice engine sound, actually, for a GT4. I know. Fun fact about the Alpine, actually, while we're talking about it. They rally them. The GT4 Alpine has a rally trim, which I find absolutely hilarious. If no one's ever seen a picture of it, it is beautiful. Because it looks so out of place. It's great. Like, it's a GT4 car, but they've decided, oh, to the inside. No. Here, I've put a link to a picture of it. All around the outside there for Saunders. It looked like Shoblum got all forms of loose. And now Saunders has made the move work. Now we have Kyle Cook on the back of Luana Santos. This is just their overall position. This isn't for class. Remember, Luana Santos is in the bronze. Kyle Cook is in the platinum. However, is the last platinum in this race and would have quite a mountain to climb to get up to the closest platinum. A lap, in fact, to the closest platinum for Kyle Cook. So he's definitely had not one of his flagship races here today. I would say. I'm sure he would say as well. So with 3 minutes left in today's race, we will be crowning a champion soon. And looking at it up the front, it may be Pierre Moreno, but 3 minutes, anything can happen. Pierre Moreno could have a spin. He could have a crash with a lap down car or a GT4. Anything could happen. Ed Costetta currently running 4 seconds behind Pierre Moreno. As that to the inside looks Kyle Cook. No, pulls out of it. Probably a good move, in fact, as Kovac is round. Oh, big hit there for the BMW. We're obviously going to have a look at what happened here as we head through Ravazza 1, then Ravazza 2. Oh, the car just let go. Rear wheels hit the gravel, which mustn't have helped. Very, very nice cinematic spin there for Kovac. There we go, on board with Kyle Cook, chasing the rear of that F1 friends number 19 Ferrari. Based off of the F1 livery that they fielded last year. Looks very nice in the matte, in fact, I would say. Just down for Acca Minerale, you're going to hear the backfire of the car. We're now on the rear wing. Down the gears, over curb 1, over curb 2. On the power. The lap here is your current race leader, Pierre Moreno. I think this may be the final lap. We might get one more. In fact, I'm not sure. However, he has led start to finish, really. How has long been doing for Sportify? Yes. You've had a few incidents here and there. I believe he got stop-go, but I'm not sure. Currently running P2 in class. I think we'll actually have one more lap after this. In fact, I believe we'll be ending on 34. On the start of lap 35. Yeah, we will. We'll be on the lap 35. Here's Will Saunders on the attack of Tech's area. 2 tenths separating the 2 drivers. And up the inside of Tech's area there. Very good move from Will Saunders to make that stick. George Whitley is on the attack of Andrews. However, 7 tenths, that might not be enough time. Same 2 here as they head for Minerale. It's Kyle Cook on the back of Luana Santos. And yeah, we will be finishing on the start on the end of lap 34. Here is your current race leader, Pierre Moreno. See Ed Costetta just behind. As well, remember, driver of the day link above. If you would like to vote in the driver of the day, go and input your responses in the forms. You don't need to do both, you can do one then the other. So yeah, that is always open to people if they would like it. As through Minerale for the final time comes Pierre Moreno. Through Verante Alta, over curb, over curb. Down the gears now as we head through Ravazza for the final time tonight for Mr. Pierre Moreno. Now through the final corner, turn 19, across the line now to take the win. It's Pierre Moreno. That will be a win that I think for him has been coming for a while. That will be his second win in a row after having won at Brands Hatch, getting 9th place at the opening round of Spa-Francorchamps. So that may push him up into P2, P3. As Sanchez is P3 tied, so he will push ahead of Sanchez, and Ed Costetta was 1 point behind, so he may push ahead of Ed Costetta as well, as they have a little bit of touchy-feely. As yeah, Mr. President, fastest lap, 142.205. Very good. Apparently, Bacon, your message was held for review. For some reason, those are being held for review, and I don't know why. So, your drivers of the day, then. In GT3, Hooven and Groove on the move takes a driver of the day for GT3. He takes the win for his class as well. And in GT4, Bingus Bongus has taken the win for the driver of the day today as well. So very good congratulations to those 2 drivers. We will now be calling the people who I want today. So I've called the people who I want to interview this evening. Due to time constraints, I'll only be doing 1 each for the classes. This is because I have to go and cook dinner. as we're going to do a return to garage and give you your final finishing order in the classes. So, the race win went to Pierre Moreno in Platinum, followed by Costella, Verhoef, Sanchez, and Cook. Apparently, I think there's a few more. No, that's right. In silver, you had Barak finishing the race in first for class. Kovac, Gottlieb, Reigns with Langvin. At the end, Barnes did not start the race by the look of it. In bronze, Brad Hoover comes through to take the win, followed by Toby Long, Eli Schwartz, Luana Santos, and Nicholas Van Gelwu. And then in GT4, Bingus Bongus takes the win, followed by Andrews, Whitley, Alasia, Saunders, Texeria, Schoblem, Parry, Usheisen, and Sforza. And for the final time today, your driver of the day, once I go and set a very nice camera up that shows us the bit we want to see, is here. And your drivers of the day for GT3, that goes to Brad Hoover, and for GT4, it goes to Bingus McBongus. There we are, just hanging about, waiting for anyone that wants an interview to come about. So we're first going to have Mr. Pierre Moreno. So, Dark, how come is it the tracks that you say the car is slow at, you win at?
It's a good question, actually. I feel because the tracks that are slow usually are the ones I prepare for the most. So maybe that's it.
And I actually want to ask about the Porsche around here. Obviously, it has the known deficit in the straight line. Were you able to make it all back in the corners, or were you just hoping for the guy behind to be a bit slower?
Well, to be honest, the car felt really good, if a little twitchy. This is a really edgy setup. But as long as nobody gets in the slipstream, usually it's okay, because the lap time is fairly good. So it was just all about trying to stay away from Ed, and because as soon as he would get into slipstream, I would be in big trouble. So that worked out.
And the second win on the bounce now. You seem to like winning in the RP Series. Have you regained your form? Do you think you're going to have another one? Where do you think your championship's going to be?
I'm not even sure what the next track is, but yeah, I think I've understood, because there's been so many patches recently on ACC that I've tried to spend a bit more time setting up the cars, and it seems I've unlocked some things. And the cars are feeling, I mean, the Porsche is feeling really, really good on some of these tracks now, and it's quite oversteery as opposed to understeery. So it's pretty good. It bodes well for the future, but I still know that I have to be away during one race, so we'll see how that goes in terms of the points. And
my final question for you this evening. Next track is Zandvoort. How do you think? What are you thinking? Understeer, oversteer, what do you need?
Flying over curbs. That's what you need at that track. So some cars are better than the Porsche at that, but it's also going to be about not making mistakes. It's quite easy to make mistakes on the Zandvoort. So we'll see how that goes.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming and speaking to me, Dark. Congratulations on your race win. Might win the next one. You never know.
Yeah. Thank you, Husky. Have a good one.
You too, mate.
Bye-bye.
See you later. So that was Darkis Pierre Moreno coming in, the winner of the Platinum class today. We're now going to go through the classes one by one, because that's how their names have actually done in Discord. So here is the winner of the silver class, Mr. Ivan Barak. Hello.
Hello.
So what happened at the start? You dropped positions like nobody's business.
There's a thing called Engine Map 4. And I figured it out after 2 laps. So that's it.
And how did that affect the rest of your race? Like, would you have been on the front?
I think I lost. I might have been near Ed. I think I had no pace to catch Pierre. Maybe, I would say I lost at least 10 seconds, and then another I don't know, like 3 to 4 seconds following those through 3 platinum guys. But yeah, in the end, the overcut paid off. So P3 overall and P1 in class.
And that's something I actually wanted to ask. You were very far away from the next driver in class. You had Simva on the rear end of your car for quite a while. What's going through your mind when you're chasing or defending from a car that isn't in your class?
Well, I knew I had the pace here, so I was just saying every time he might have been in the slipstream, I was just, nope, you ain't gonna catch me.
Oh, man. So, the GTR as well, actually. No more QP livery, sad.
Yeah.
I didn't see the new one. I do like it. Not as good as the QP livery, obviously. I think.
Yeah, I said like, as I missed one race, so I need to make a comeback. Let's make a fighting livery. So yeah.
And the next race is Zandvoort. How do you think?
Well, the little bit that I have driven there, although not in the Nissan, it's a pretty nice track.
Well, awesome. I think that's all my questions for you today. So, congratulations on the win of Silver Class. Maybe a win at Zandvoort. You never know.
You never know. Pushing to the limit.
Exactly. Have a good one, mate. I will speak to you in the future.
Bye-bye.
So, that was Ivan Barak. I've also noticed that my Twitch overlay works now on YouTube, so that's good. Next, we're going to get in the man, the myth, the legend. He's hooving, he's grooving, he's moving. It's Brad Hoover.
Husky.
Congratulations on the win, Hoov. I bet you didn't think that was going to happen.
Oh, man. Thank you, first of all. And yeah, no, not at all. I was not confident going into that race whatsoever.
And congratulations on Driver of the Day as well. You have been voted by the viewers for Driver of the Day in GT3. So congratulations for that one.
Oh, man. Well, thank you, everyone. I appreciate it.
So give us a race from your perspective then, because I saw you were in traffic and then you just sort of climbed.
Oh, man. Yeah, well, you know, the start was a bit of a mess there, and I knew I didn't really have the pace. I kind of figured if I could get through the start of the race and kind of settle into my groove, as you might put it, that I might be all right. So I did squeak by the accident in the first lap there, and you know, I think just once I got into kind of settled down a bit and the nerves kind of settled down, I just did what I had to do. I was just telling Bongus that whenever I hit traffic for a while, it was kind of like clusters of GT4s, and I was kind of curious like if that worked out for the better in this race for me versus if they were a bit more spread out. But yeah, just consistency, I guess.
And Zandvoort, next race. Will you be here, and how are you feeling for that?
I do plan on being here. Zandvoort, I'm trying to think. I do like the track. I don't know. Well, this will be my first time driving it in the Audi GT3 because I'm used to the Merc. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Make sure I put in some practice. I like Zandvoort in general. It's always a fun time there.
Well, thank you for coming and speaking with me, Hoov. Congratulations on the win and Driver of the Day.
Cool. Well, thank you again. Thank you very much.
Time.
All right, sounds good.
All right, see you later, mate. Have a good evening, and congratulations.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So that was Brad Hoover. Brad Hoover in the groove on the move, who came through to take the win of GT3 Bronze this evening and Driver of the Day for GT3. And the final man who I haven't forgotten about, the man who's come through to win GT4 this evening and take GT4 Driver of the Day. Congratulations on both. Hello, Muscle.
Hello.
So, switch to the Yank Tank, I think, this race, was it? Or was it last race you switched to the Yank Tank?
It was this race, you got it right.
And what are the differences between your last car and this car? I'm curious.
Actually, not quite as much as you'd expect. Their general characteristics are kind of the same. They're both kind of slow in a straight line. They both turn probably better than you'd expect. The Jenetta's very light, where the Camaro, as you probably expect, is kind of chunky and pretty heavy. But Yeah, they're both have their strengths and weaknesses are both kind of in the same place.
I think what we call that is American.
Well, it's actually reverse American because it's not fast in a straight line, but it is fast in the corners. It supposedly is. It's I don't seem to pick up any time over anybody else, but I'm not falling behind either. So.
And I think you started, was it P2 of at the start of the race? I think
P2 by 3 thousandths.
That was very close. What was your plan going into the race? Because you were very far ahead in quali, and then Will Saunders put in that lap. Like, did it change what you were thinking?
Not really. I guess all I was thinking is drive fast, and I think I did that.
And I think as well, actually, you'll be in the lead of the championship after today's race. So what are your plans for the rest of the championship? How are you feeling?
Pretty good. My thoughts are to continue to drive fast, I guess. It's been working out pretty well so far, so I'm just going to keep doing it.
And my last question for you tonight, I've asked everyone else this. Zandvoort, how are you feeling? What do you think you got to do with the car?
As far as the car goes, I think it's going to be pretty high downforce, which weirdly enough favors the Camaro a little bit. In general, I'm just a little bit concerned because this is season 4. Back in season 1, we raced at Zandvoort, and it was kind of a mess. It was very incident heavy. So that was back in the early days. So hopefully now, things are going to go a little smoother. But now we've thrown multi-class into the mix. So who knows?
Well, you never know. Especially the GT4s, they've been very, very close this season. But
yeah, in I think every race, the first 6 or 7 cars in the grid were within a second of each other.
Yeah, so I think Zandvoort is being a very tight track. We may see them even closer. We may even see some battles quite far down the order for GT4 for the race win, or even some podium giving positions.
Yeah. To be honest, Zandvoort makes me a little I wish I'd stuck with the Chinook just a little bit, because I think this is going to be very strong there. But yeah, I think it's going to be close racing overall.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming and speaking to me, Muscle. Congratulations on the win of GT4 and GT4 Driver of the Day. Have a good evening. You might win next time, you never know.
That's the idea.
Awesome. Have a good night, mate. I will speak to you in the future. So that was Musselheim, biggest Smoke who come through to take the win for the GT4 class at today's race. And now it's that time again where I say thank you everyone for watching, from myself and from Racing Pals. Next week on Sunday is the Formula Pals series. I believe that's over on Jacob's channel this week, or it might be back over on Alex Rhodes' channel. And then on this channel in 2 weeks' time, on Sunday, will be the next round of the GT series here at Racing Pals. As the camera is going absolutely insane. But until then, thank you everyone for watching. I've been Husky, from myself and Racing Pals. Have a great week coming up, and goodbye.